Winston Rodney, born March 1st, 1945, better known by the stage name Burning Spear, is a Jamaican roots reggae singer, songwriter, vocalist, and musician. Burning Spear is a Rastafarian and one of the most influential and long-standing roots artists to emerge from the 1970s. Burning Spear net worth is $19 million in 2024. Early life. Winston Rodney was born in St. Ann's Bay, Jamaica. As a young man, he listened to the R&B, soul, and jazz music, transmitted by the U.S. radio stations whose broadcasts reached to Jamaica. Curtis Mayfield is cited by Rodney as a major U.S. musical influence along with James Brown. Rodney was deeply influenced as a young man by the views of the political activist Marcus Garvey, especially with regard to the exploration of the themes of Pan-Africanism and self-determination. In 1969, Bob Marley advised Rodney to approach Cox and Dodd's Studio One label after Rodney sought his advice during a casual conversation. Career. Burning Spear was originally Rodney's group, named after a military award given by Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of an independent Kenya, and included bass singer Rupert Willington. The duo auditioned for Dodd in 1969, which led to the release of their debut single, Door Peep. The session also included Cedric Brooks on saxophone. They were then joined by tenor Delroy Hines. The trio recorded several more singles for Dodd and 2 albums, before they moved on to work with Jack Ruby in 1975. Their first recording with Ruby, Marcus Garvey, was intended as an exclusive track for Ruby's Ocho Rios-based high-power sound system, but was released as a single, giving them an immediate hit, and was followed by Slavery Days. The group worked with Ruby on their 3rd album, Marcus Garvey 1975, which was immediately successful and led to a deal with Island Records to give the album a wider release. Island remixed and altered the speed of some of the tracks, much to the annoyance of fans and the group, leading Rodney to set up his own Burning Music label for future releases, where he would have full control, although further releases followed on Island, including Garvey's Ghost, a dub album, and the Man in the Hills album. In late 1976, Rodney split from both Ruby and group members, Willington and Hines, and from that point on, used the name Burning Spear for himself alone. Dry and Heavy followed in 1977, self-produced but still on Island, and with a sizable following in the United Kingdom. He performed in London that year with members of Aswad, acting as his backing band for a sold-out show at the Rainbow Theatre, which was recorded and released as the album Live. Aswad also provided backing on his next studio album, Social Living 1978, which also featured Sly Dunbar and Rico Rodriguez. A dub version of the album Living Dub 1979 was mixed by Sylvan Morris. His profile was raised further by an appearance in the film Rockers performing John No Dead. In 1980, Rodney left Island Records and set up the Burning Music Production Company, which he signed to EMI, debuting on the label with Hail Him. Recorded at Marley's Tuff Gong Studio and co-produced by Aston Barrett, Rodney signed with Heartbeat Records, with a series of well-received albums following, including the 1985 Grammy-nominated Resistance. He returned to the island in the early 1990s, releasing 2 albums before rejoining Heartbeat. This arrangement, in which Burning Music Productions delivered completed albums of music to EMI Island and Heartbeat Records for worldwide distribution, lasted for many years. When Heartbeat ceased releasing new material, Burning Music took matters into their own hands and began to release music solely through their own imprint. Albums released by Heartbeat through an agreement with Burning Music include The World Should Know 1993, Rest of Business 1995, Appointment with His Majesty 1997, and the Grammy Award-winning Calling Rastafari 1999, which was the last completed album to be solely pressed by an outside label. Burning Spear spent decades touring extensively, and several live albums were issued, including Burning Spear, Live in Paris, Live in South Africa, Live in Vermont, Peace and Love Live, Live at Montreux Jazz Festival, and Live 1997. Touring the world time and time again, the band's live sound matured, and grew more sophisticated while remaining firmly rooted in reggae. Accents of free jazz funk and psychedelic music were increasingly in evidence. His 1999 album Calling Rastafari brought his first Grammy Award in 2000, a feat which he repeated with Jah Is Real in 2009. In 2000, Home to My Roots tour, he performed in Cape Town, South Africa alongside other reggae icon Joseph Hill with Culture Band. In 2002, he and his wife Sonia Rodney, who has produced a number of his albums, restarted Burning Music Records, giving him a greater degree of artistic control. Burning Spear was awarded the Order of Distinction in the rank of officer on October 15, 2007, since establishing their own label. Winston and Sonia Rodney have released nearly 40 single CDs, DVDs, and vinyl albums on the Burning Music imprint. Many of these albums have been deluxe editions of albums previously available on other labels, and often include bonus tracks and DVD footage. In 2016, Rodney announced his retirement, but in 2022, it was announced that he would perform at the Rototom Sunsplash Festival in Spain and on the Welcome to Jamrock Cruise in December 2022. Kindly like and subscribe for more reggae content.